If you smell what the smashing machine is cooking. Got that first try. Okay. The Rock as Mark Kerr, one of the pioneers in MMA, directed by Benny Safdie. The reason why that part's important is because I just watched Good Time with Robert Pattinson. Benny Safdie also directed that and was one of the main characters in that movie. And also, apparently, he was the director, I think, along with his brother in Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. So there is a consistent tone with these movies. There is a darkness and a griminess about these films. But at the same time, this film, like Good Time, it feels more like a documentary. Actually, this film is actually largely based off of the 2002 documentary about Mark Kerr. But what's weird is in this movie, uh, they don't actually have a camera crew following him around. They just have it shot in that way. Interesting feeling. Okay, so how is The Rock as Mark Kerr? So I don't really know much about Mark Kerr at all until I saw this movie. So I can't tell you. But what I can tell you is at first you see him as, oh, that's The Rock. And then very quickly he becomes the character. I forgot he was actually The Rock for most of the movie. Exceptional. In a nutshell, exceptional. As a matter of fact, his performance is so good in this film. Uh, I don't want to say his performance carries the film, but I don't think I've seen many movies where you are so focused, so narrowly focused on one character. His performance is so enchanting in that way. It makes the rest of the movie a backdrop to him, which is interesting because the movie itself is also good. It's a just to be clear with you, this is a story about Mark Kerr specifically. I think between 2000 and no, sorry, 1997 and like 2000, and even more specifically, this is about his battle with addiction. So you get to see Mark Kerr, The Rock, in uh, quite frankly uncomfortable sequences. There's multiple moments of seeing him cry. Fantastic stuff. I always felt I always knew The Rock can act. You see him in a lot of action films and you see it all kind of paint by numbers, but I remember him in Southland Tales and I loved his performance so much in that movie. Even still to this day, I knew he could take a performance to the stars and he does it here. You feel all of the emotions. It's also very raw. You find that his character, and I don't know anything about the real guy, I'm just basing off what I've seen in this movie. He's not exactly a fully likable character. He has friends, he's got a girlfriend, but throughout a lot of this movie, he doesn't treat her well at all. Emily Blunt's performance, I have to say, again, fantastic. And this is because he is going through his own pain, right? Uh, he is outwardly dealing with that in a not so positive way. She, being his girlfriend, and really like they're really tied at the hip quite a bit. She gets a lot of that blowback. And so you see her emotion dealing with that. Fantastic chemistry between the both of them. You see the good times and the bad times. Immersive, in a word. And at the same time, without ruining too much, they get to a point in their relationship where you can't really tell who the bad guy is, if that's even such a thing. They're going at it pretty hard. They're having a lot of back and forth. And you get to a point where you might be rooting for her for a little bit, then you might be rooting for him for a little bit. And then you just kind of realize, should they be together? Anyways, it's a fun journey. You get to see a man have a growth experience. Literally, that's what this movie is. You see a man going through a tremendous amount of growth, and you get a window into the beginnings of MMA and the UFC, and you get to see into the life that they may have lived. It's a very fascinating film. 9 out of 10. Definitely 9 out of 10. It covers too many bases for it not to be tip top. Have it in your collection. But don't take my word for it. Check it out. Let me know what you think. We'll talk later.